Why does WWE feel so much worse today? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, chat. I feel like this year for the WWE, not just wrestling, but WWE wise, it's been dull. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, chat. It's been very freaking dull. Like, I didn't watch last week's SmackDown, but I heard that last week's SmackDown was terrible. Like, it was nothing really good. I think the only thing that was like good was Carmelo Hayes, the Carmelo Hayes match, whatever not. Other than that, the show was garbage. I've been watching like C. Jackson, Bobby Monso about their reviews, and every time I watch them, it says always garbage, always. But we gonna see my boy Wrestling Flashback say how WWE has got so much worse today. So let's get straight into the video. Here we go. And y'all know for a fact I'm gonna have some things to say. So just be prepared. Just be prepared. That's all I can say.
WrestleMania 40, one of the greatest, most feel-good endings to a wrestling show. An incredible, heartwarming finish to such an amazing story. WrestleMania 41, one of the flattest, most uninspiring endings to a wrestling show. A grim...
I'm not gonna lie to y'all, chat. If y'all watch Collective this year, I like, don't get mad when I say this. I feel like the Collective from GCW was way better than WrestleMania 41. Like, I don't know what it was. I felt like I was hyped for the Collective than I was for WrestleMania. Cause it's like, for like that WrestleMania, it just felt like it was another like PLE. There was big matches, but it didn't really feel like big matches for real. I'll say like the triple threat match for the women's championship felt like WrestleMania. Tiffany versus Charlotte felt like WrestleMania. Johnson and Cody Rhodes, really, like, it was a WrestleMania match, but it didn't feel like it was WrestleMania. You feel what I'm saying? If that makes sense. But I don't know, I just had way more enjoyment from the Collective with like Georgia Line Spring Break, Bloodsport, what else they had? They had DDT, TPWJ. They had a whole bunch of stuff, and I really enjoyed it better than WrestleMania this year. Now I hope I get to enjoy both indie and the mainstream, but hopefully they get back on track. But I don't know, this WrestleMania this year was very dull.
Underwhelming continuation to such a weak story. How could WWE fans be riding so high in 2024, only to feel so shot down 1 year later? How can you finish?
Dang, I didn't even realize a lot of people were freaking booing them. That's tough.
One story so beautifully, only to leave the other without a proper ending. Today, we're going to be exploring how the company has dropped off when it comes to storytelling, fan morale, and overall excitement. We'll assess the company's biggest storyline of 2025, while also asking ourselves, what does this version of WWE value most? The story, the moment, or the money? Sure, business might still be up, but how has that affected you as the...
Definitely the money. Definitely the freaking money. And I got proof of that.
Consumer. Is this product worth the hefty price of admission? We'll be discussing all of this and more today as we highlight. Is this product worth
$2,000? That's not even floor seats. That's like still up, like that's up. That's not even floor seats.
The hefty price of admission. We'll be discussing all of this and more today as we highlight why WWE feels so much worse today. WWE thrived from 2022 to 24 amidst a creative and business hot streak that fans dubbed the Renaissance era. After years of fragmented storytelling, fans were rewarded for their emotional investment with incredible edge-of-seat stories that led to fantastic shows, as the power of the fans helped finish WWE's biggest story the right way, creating magic from the chaos.
If you sort of relax and let the process take place, something magical will come out of this chaos. That chaos leads to greatness, but you have to have the patience to let it play out.
Not only that, but everything else on the show was firing on cylinders. It was an amazing time to be watching WWE, but now in 2025, that honeymoon period is over. We can pinpoint this decline to Raw's Netflix premiere on January 6th, and how the...
And I don't know what it was. I feel like after Raw and Netflix, I'm thinking like this about to be the greatest thing in the world. Like views gonna freaking scatter. If I'm not mistaken, views like the views is like it's taking like around like 2.9 million views. So like it was like the 6 to 2.9 million. I'm not gonna lie, it low-key got worse.
Company quashed its biggest money match and storyline in one foul swoop. The Netflix debut was hyped as a massive balls-to-the-wall extravaganza that would usher in new viewers and continue the huge wave of momentum that had been built over the past 2 years. Though soon after the show got underway, fans let out a collective gasp when they saw The Rock come to the ring and make amends with Cody Rhodes, as if they hadn't just been bitter rivals the previous WrestleMania.
This man has carried this company on his back for a year. He has done an amazing job. Cody Rhodes, thank you, brother.
Rhodes finished his story capturing the WWE Championship, but his rivalry with Rock still had more on the table. Plus, the 2 previous times we'd seen the final boss since Mania, he made it clear the American Nightmare was still in crosshairs.
When The Rock comes back, Cody, whether you're champion or you're not champion, The Rock is going to come back for you. So Cody Rhodes, your story with Roman Reigns is over, but our story has just begun.
Now, and we're still waiting on this story to freaking be finished. I'm saying we're finna get The Rock at WrestleMania. Guess who we get? Travis Scott. Yeah, like we wanted that.
All of a sudden, they were friends. This wasn't some behind-the-scenes documentary, it was live TV. Despite this, The Rock assured us that there was a bigger picture, and this seemingly out-of-character moment between 2 enemies was all part of the plan.
And then what did they say? You can't be nice to Cody! Don't be nice to Cody! At the end of the day, let us all remind them that The Rock is the final boss, thinking 20 steps ahead. So the best thing for them to do is to know their role, shut their mouth, and enjoy the ride that The Rock is taking them on.
I can't even lie to you. When he got on NXT, he was just straight yapping. I remember watching that show, I fell a lot asleep. Just hearing that man talk, he was just straight yapping.
The Great One returned a month later to ask for Cody's soul. Fans were invested again. Surely we were wrong to doubt the final boss.
I want your soul.
Hey yo, pause. Freaking pause.
Well, in actuality, The Rock was being brought in per the request of TKO's chairman, Ari Emanuel, to help boost ticket sales for the Elimination Chamber event at the Skydome in Toronto. This confirms Rock was never figured into storyline plans surrounding Mania, which backs up reports made by the wrestling media months earlier. But could lightning strike twice? Last year's plan for WrestleMania didn't come to fruition and was so much better because of it. Coming out of that show, there was still such an epic story on WWE's lap that they seemingly pivoted away from, only to now save it at the 11th hour. What magic could come from the chaos this time round?
And he said, well, the final boss show up. I said, well, let me give it some thought and let me get back to you. So I gave it some thought. I got back to Ari. I got back to Triple H and Nick. We had a call. And I said, I have an idea. What's most important to the final boss? The most important thing to the final boss isn't titles. It's not money. It's not fame. Been there, done that, and grateful for that. Final boss wants your soul.
Then came the Chamber. John Cena finally turned heel, and just like that, we were off to the races for another incredible ride the final boss was taking us on.
And look, about this John Cena heel turn, I'm not gonna lie, like, the heel turn was definitely overwhelmed, but I can't lie, heel Cena did have some pretty good matches with Randy Orton, CM Punk. Who else I can say? I think CM Punk, Randy Orton. I'm not gonna lie, I think that's about it. I really think that's about it. Like, he had a pretty good tag match with Logan Paul, but other than that, it was, you know what I'm saying, it was just kind of like stale, I guess. Like, I'm sitting here thinking we're gonna get a heel Cena working with The Rock. Like, we get to see what the freaking Rock and heel Cena gonna be like. We never got that in the first place. We got freaking Travis Scott. Terrible. It was a cool moment,
fans
though.
reveled in one of the most historic and shocking moments of all time, and it certainly was a moment. But where does this fall into the grand scheme of the story? Well, this is where the story goes to die. Apparently, The Rock's work was done here. One of the last times we saw him before this, he was stating how he doesn't need to wrestle to still be involved in the story, while then plugging an event that isn't even going to be in the same location anymore.
It never has to culminate to a match. That's a really special place to be, I think. Like, creatively, and we just think character-wise.
Not wanting to wrestle is fair enough, but we at least expected to see him finish his part of the story at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
More on that later. Nevertheless, The Rock's individual stories with Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and even John Cena were officially abandoned or put on hold until further notice. Oh, and Travis Scott was there too, but he was gone in no time also.
Did a 6-minute run-in at WrestleMania and screw up our damn main event. Travis Scott.
Which happened, by the way.
Sometimes you end up where it's...
Yeah, nobody wanted that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Nobody wanted that. I ain't gonna lie. If you brought out R-Truth and he had a heel turn at WrestleMania, I low-key think that might get a pop better than Travis Scott. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind seeing R-Truth run out to help John Cena win to form a heel Cena and a heel R-Truth. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a bad idea. Doing pretty good, Blow. How's you, bro?
They think they want to do it, and they think they're going to be dedicated to it, and they're not. And then other times you end up with Bad Bunny, or you end up with Jelly, or somebody that's super dedicated to it and just wants to go all in.
What about the Rock component?
if anything, Travis Scott should have been a freaking host of WrestleMania. That's what he should have been.
And the Travis Scott component, it did seem like there was a payoff to all that.
There was. It fell apart, and we moved forward without it.
What fell apart?
The whole deal with Travis Scott.
And then everybody goes back to their normal lives, and the people that were supposed to be on my team, they left. And they left me alone, trying to pretend to be something I'm not.
So now let's circle back to the finish of WrestleMania 41. Cena wins to close out a main event hardly befitting the biggest show of the year. Fans watch on, dejected. We've seen some anticlimactic endings to Mania before, but this one stings extra hard. How could you have the biggest babyface since Cena finish his story, then set up a match with The Rock, only to not go through with it, but have John finally turn heel after 20 years, and yet sub screwed that up as well. Cena's turn had created such an iconic moment, fans couldn't wait for the follow-up. Indeed, the story had shifted, just like it had done last year on the road to WrestleMania, but The Rock was correct in that his feud with Cody didn't necessarily have to lead to a match between he and Rhodes yet, so John stepping in on his retirement tour whilst portraying a heel for the first time since 2003 was a welcome replacement given Rock didn't want to wrestle. However, when it came to the execution, Cena as a heel missed the mark. He opted for the low-hanging fruit because of the fans' excuse for turning, which would have worked in 2012 when he actually was getting booed out of every arena, but by this point that just hadn't been true close to 10 years.
But Vinnie Mac didn't want to let that freaking happen.
It's been the same damn noise for 25 years.
I'm not gonna front though. The promo he did when he first, it was low-key pretty good. I can't lie. I enjoyed that one.
I've been the victim of an abusive relationship.
Plus, Cena's relationship with the audience was more nuanced than that, something he'd always made clear in his promos. Yet coming out of the long-awaited turn, they went for a more surface-level storytelling approach.
I am going to ruin wrestling. I will be the last real champion in WWE.
And I wish he would have kept that title until the end of the year. I really would have wished. Let's go today, man.
I don't bury talent. I bury mediocrity.
But if we look at his work before the turn, John had spoken about not winning a televised singles match since 2018. Then in an outside interview, Cena admitted he'd lost a step, which was the reason for calling it quits. On the show, John had been defeated rather easily by mid-carders such as Austin Theory and Solo Sikoa.
Why did he lose Austin Theory? I don't understand that. And that match was freaking short too.
Pounced on a cheap victory to win the recent Elimination Chamber, something the Super Cena of old would never have done. But suddenly, following the heel turn, the narrative shifted. Gone was the talk of John not being able to keep up, or turning the math around as he put it, when it came to finally winning singles matches. Even though Cena was cheating to win every match, the announcers never truly mentioned why.
Cena went low.
And this match was very short too.
The fact that
match was so freaking short, there was no commercial in that match. That's how short that match was. 5 minutes long. I could have posted that whole entire match on TikTok because it was that short.
Down, John knew he'd lost a step, so he had to turn and then cheat to still be able to keep up or win matches. Instead, it was just the same "you people mean nothing to me" promo every week.
You don't mean anything to me.
We had wanted to see Cena as a heel for so long, and now he had it. It sure made for one hell of a moment, but what about the story? The act of John selling his soul to The Rock wasn't spoken about much in the build to Cena vs. Rhodes, even though after the Chamber, everyone was expecting to see Rock again, including Triple H.
Do we hold on you doing anything physical where it's just you sort of overseeing all the shit? I sort of felt like leave the physical on John. The heat is that you orchestrated it, and sort of like in the movie, the top fucking ultimate bad guy that you got to get through doesn't do physical shit till later in the film.
But the final boss's role in the story was done, so he didn't appear at WrestleMania 41. Then 2 days later, Rock appeared on the Pat McAfee show, taking questions but dancing around the answers. Though it's not hard to figure out how he really felt if you read between the lines.
You don't care.
I would have finessed things a little differently on how they got there, but that's just me creatively. There are a lot of minds in the room. That's my thought.
Rock claimed it was his decision to step away, but his reasoning only shed further light on how disjointed the story was, both on screen and off.
The best thing for the final boss, we've established this idea of Cody's soul. We can always come back to it. I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that. Step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. Let all the spotlight go to John. Let it go to Cody. Let's not make it about Cody's soul eventually or John's soul. Let's let them do what they do.
Someday we will know more, but for now we have to take the situation as it
like a waste of
is.
time,
And what it seems like
right?
is that instead of following a long-term story, The Rock inserts himself as he pleases without committing to an end game, thus leaving Triple H to pick up the pieces creatively.
How in the world could you shoot that angle and conclude, I feel like my work is done? Literally, at that angle, his work had just begun.
The Rock has previously said he can always control his schedule if it means coming back to create something truly seismic. So why leave such a huge story like this unfinished? It's not hard to surmise there were creative differences behind the scenes. Something Rock essentially admitted on the McAfee show in a roundabout way. All of this after previously assuring people there was more to come.
I also want to encourage the fans, whether they're hardcore fans or not hardcore fans who just enjoy the product, take your time, take a breath. It's all going to unfold. It's okay. And now, by the way, not everyone's going to like everything that we present, and that's okay too. Trust me when I tell you, we are thinking about this stuff and long gaming this.
If what we got was the end result of Rock putting his pencil down, then who's to say he won't do the same thing again amidst another creative power struggle down the line?
Yeah. He's not wrong either. He's not wrong.
Especially when it's already happened 2 years in a row. Either way, at this point, The Rock and Triple H owe it to the people to not let this happen again.
He comes in every year, biggest show of the year, and fucks shit up.
What if Ari didn't make that phone call to The Rock? What would have been the story in the match at WrestleMania 41?
And then I was low-key thinking we finna get The Rock at SummerSlam. We got Brock Lesnar. I ain't mad, but I would have rather had The Rock. You feel what I'm saying? Because it kind of made sense because they running this match back, but we got Brock Lesnar.
Wouldn't have been what we saw. It wouldn't have been the story we saw.
It's not like this was a long-term story. Exactly, that's my point. That's why people think there's got to be an issue here with Rock and Triple H, because this is not a Triple H book storyline, because it makes no sense. There's no story.
WrestleMania 40 raised the bar. 41 dropped the ball. Now it's time for 42 to bring it home. Finish a story or create a new one, but please...
I just hope WrestleMania 42, is, up top. Because I ain't gonna lie. I'm already kind of pissed off that WrestleMania's in Vegas again, which we really don't need. We really don't need WrestleMania in Vegas again. I don't know why we're doing that. We already know because freaking money hungry, whatever not. But, I'm just hoping, WrestleMania is just, up to the States next year. I just hope.
Please make the moment count. We've spoken about watching the show through the eyes of a fan, so let's look at what it means to be a paying customer in the modern age. These days, when WWE comes to your city, what are your very first thoughts? Is it the prospect of seeing Cody, Punk, Seth, Rhea, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn? Or is it the realization that if you want to attend, you'll have to pay an exorbitant fee, add family to the mix, and that price skyrockets even further? In this day and age,
I can't even lie to you, bro. We paid I say maybe $400, $500, and we was up top for SummerSlam. And no, chat also, tell me why, right? So SmackDown is coming to Northern Virginia September the 12th. Tell me why I go to Ticketmaster, I look at the freaking prices. Tell me why the top seats, the top seats are literally $154.95. I ain't gonna lie, it has never been like that, ever. Never been like that. I'll say that, I can't lie to y'all, chat. When they come to Virginia, the most I paid for tickets are $50. The last time I freaking went, these tickets was $20. No, the prices went freaking up. And I ain't gonna lie, I even went to an AEW show. I paid $50 for a ticket. You feel what I'm saying? Prices went up. I ain't gonna lie though, I'm gonna still buy a ticket. But it better be worth it. I'm not gonna lie, it better be worth it. I better hope this SmackDown is good. I better see AJ Styles. Shoot, I better see Brock Lesnar if he come. I better see Brock Lesnar.
But it certainly feels like WWE has priced out the average fan.
You guys already got tickets? Yeah. How much were they? 500. Get the fuck out. Are you serious?
Yeah, they were expensive. Lower bowl, C135 for both nights.
How far back from the front row?
Not on the floor. Not on the floor at all.
Our seats were what, 30,000?
Dang! Oh, I'm not sure how Juju been. Dang!
Not on the floor at all.
Our seats were what, 30,000?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie.
This is
I can't lie. You gotta be one rich nigga to pay for $30,000 of seats. That is tough.
Our first Mania, I'm like, you know what? Go big or go home. I know.
And if you assess WWE's parent company TKO and their business model, then you realize quite quickly they're about making as much money as possible at all costs. It's not just the fans that suffer either. The company will take a week of events from an entire city on short notice, if it means maximizing profits. Also, if you actually want to meet the wrestlers up close in person, then be prepared to pay eye-watering prices for
9K?
VIP packages that talk a big game, but often under-deliver, unless you pay even more money to get the most glamorous package. Seeing these prices is understandable if you'd rather just watch from home, but doing that is still gonna set you back. To watch Raw, you must have a Netflix subscription. For SmackDown, you'll need cable. To see PLEs and check out the archives, that'll require Peacock, or an additional ESPN package come 2026. All in all,
and look, well, I'm telling you right now, chat. We using legal sites. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, chat. I'm sorry. I got too many bills to freaking do. I gotta pay rent. A lot of stuff going on. What's good? What's good with you, bro? I got I ain't gonna lie, $30 a month. Why are we moving? Why? I like Peacock. I don't know about y'all, chat. I miss WWE Network. That's what I low-key miss. I really do miss WWE Network. I can't lie. WWE Network was amazing. I freaking miss it. I wish we could bring that back.
Well, it's costly to watch WWE in this day and age, but the company's gonna make more money despite themselves. So in their eyes, why not do everything to maximize profits to their full potential? It reminds us of a 2021 quote from WWE President Nick Khan, which puts this all into perspective.
And as you know, in the television and streaming space, great success means great profit. Mediocre success still means profit.
The term WWE family is really a dated term at this point. Releases happen and contracts expire just like they always did, but R-Truth's release created damning discourse when it came to modern WWE and the way TKO sees talent and how they'll subsequently—
Wait, what the heck was Tyron around his ball? Also, I'm gonna talk about R-Truth real quick. I'm sorry for pausing, but look, I got a lot to talk about. R-Truth. Now, R-Truth got released, right? He came back, did a great promo, cut his hair off. We think we finna get like a serious kind of heel R-Truth, Ron Killings, right? Man had one match against John Cena and then Aleister Black. Next thing you know, he's back to being a jokester. What the heck happened? You know what I'm saying? What happened? He has a match against Aleister Black this Friday, but what happened? I don't know about y'all, chat. I need another heel R-Truth before, you know what I'm saying, he retires. Because I don't know when the heck he retiring. You know what I'm saying? So, I need another heel R-Truth. I need one. But, what are we doing? It's we have a lot of people that, aren't, you know what I'm saying, that want to be pushed and want to be, seen on TV, but we're not getting them at all. So, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Respond to major backlash.
R-Truth, was he actually released or leaving the company, and if so, how much did fans play a role in it, or was there something else that made you guys decide, you know what, we want this guy still here?
I love the question. You enjoying the show? Whole part of the show, man.
Cap. That is freaking cap. And that is cap.
It was a similar story when Brock Lesnar returned after not being allowed to appear legally for the company since 2024, following his involvement in former chairman Vince McMahon's trafficking lawsuit. Not wanting to deal with the backlash, WWE put a permanent end to post-show press conferences the weekend of Brock's return. Meanwhile, Paul Levesque publicly stated the decision to bring Lesnar back was based on who John Cena wanted as one of his final opponents.
For me, this is John Cena's wish list. It's him writing the last chapter of his.
He didn't want AJ Styles? I want to see AJ Styles versus Cena one more time. I don't know about y'all, but I want to see that.
Book. It's about John being able to go out the way he wants to go out, to write his chapter.
However, Cena's response seems to contradict that statement.
Yeah, I've been saying the same thing for 25 years. They deal them, I play them. You know, I'm just really excited. We got 12 of these things left.
I don't know in what universe me right now would ever actually choose Brock Lesnar as an opponent.
Perhaps the truth lies in the fact that Brock is one of the company.
And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, bro. If this man, Brock Lesnar, demolishes John Cena in a 10-15 minute match, I'm gonna be so pissed off. I'm not gonna lie to you.
WWE's biggest earners, and has been paid to sit at home for 2 years. And though the lawsuit was still ongoing, the minute legal cleared him to make appearances again, WWE and TKO pounced. How his return fits into the story remains to be seen, but it certainly was another one of those moments the company is all about making. And so here's what it all comes down to. WWE is still happy to give you those moments. For every international PLE and 2-night stadium show there is, you'll get those moments in spades. But that comes with a cost, not just the sky-high prices fans pay to get through the turnstiles, but the cost of the story. What does The Rock wanting Cody's soul and Cena turning heel really mean in the end if there's no payoff? It's the same as a story without an ending, unfinished. But wrestling is unique in that the story never finishes. It continues 52 weeks a year. 2025 may have been a bump in the road, but the book doesn't have to end on this wrestling boom. There's no reason 2026 can't be like 2024. Chapters end, pages turn blank, and new stories long to be written. And so we say to WWE, make us dream. Let us lose ourselves in the story, only to find ourselves at the end. We're here for the ride. Give us a reason to stay strapped in. And most of all, see us for who we are. We're not dollar signs, we're wrestling fans.
And also, on top of that, you got Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia next year. And mind you, Sami Zayn might win the Royal Rumble next year. Who the hell wants that? Nobody. Thanks for watching.